You did not arrive here by accident. Something in your spirit has been restless, as if heaven has been whispering that a shift is near, and this message is about to confirm what your soul already felt. This is not just another message passing across your screen. This is a divine interruption, a sacred warning, and a preparation for what is coming this Monday. There are moments in life when God does not shout, He stirs. He places a pressure in your chest, a strange awareness in your spirit, a feeling that something is changing even before your eyes can see it. And if you have been feeling that lately, if you have been sensing that the atmosphere around your life is different, then listen closely, because this word is not random. This Monday is carrying a spiritual weight. It is not merely a date on the calendar. It is a turning point, a divine appointment, a moment where God begins to reveal what has been hidden behind your pain, your delays, your closed doors, and your silent battles. You have been tested in ways people around you could never understand. You smiled while carrying pressure. You kept moving while your heart was tired. You prayed while wondering why heaven seemed quiet. But you are still here, and that is proof that you were never ordinary. Chosen one, God has been preparing you for something greater than survival. He has been refining your faith, strengthening your discernment, and teaching you how to stand when life tries to shake you. What is coming is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you, because Monday will not break the one God has already built in secret. So do not scroll away. Stay with this word, because by the end, you will understand why the pressure has been so intense, why the signs have been so clear, and why God allowed this message to find you now. To be chosen by God is not always to be understood by people. It often means walking through seasons where your heart knows something your environment cannot explain. You may have felt different since you were young, as if you were carrying a light that made some people uncomfortable and drew others to you without reason. You tried to fit in, but something inside you always knew you were not created to disappear into the noise of this world. That is why this Monday matters. It is not because the day itself has power, but because God can choose any ordinary day and turn it into a doorway. He can take one conversation, one decision, one delay, one unexpected event, and use it to reveal what He has been arranging behind the scenes. The world may call it coincidence. Others may call it pressure, chaos, or even trouble. But for the chosen one, what looks like disruption is often divine instruction. The Bible says in Jeremiah, "Before God formed you in the womb, He knew you, and before you were born, He set you apart." That means your life did not begin with other people's opinions. Your calling did not begin with rejection. Your purpose did not begin when someone finally approved of you. God had already spoken over you before the world had a chance to misunderstand you. And this is why the pressure has been increasing. The enemy fights hardest when destiny is close. Doubt becomes louder. Distractions become sharper. Old fears try to return. But none of this is proof that you are failing. It is proof that something in the spiritual realm recognizes what God placed inside you. This Monday may bring a test, but it will also bring revelation. It may shake what is weak, but it will expose what is divine. You are not being summoned into fear. You are being called into alignment. What makes this coming Monday so significant is not that everything will be easy. It is that God is about to use what appears uncertain to reveal what is unshakable inside you. Many chosen ones misunderstand the moment of transition because it rarely arrives wearing comfort. Sometimes the shift begins as pressure. Sometimes the blessing first looks like a storm. Sometimes the very thing you prayed to avoid becomes the doorway God uses to move you forward. Think about Noah. Before the rain came, he looked foolish to people who could not hear what God had spoken. He built while others laughed. He obeyed while others ignored the warning. He prepared while the sky was still clear. That is the posture God is calling you into now. Do not wait for everyone to understand what your spirit already knows. Do not wait for the storm to prove that obedience was necessary. Prepare because God has spoken in ways only your soul can recognize. There are things this Monday may expose. It may expose who is truly aligned with your purpose. It may expose which habits can no longer travel with you. It may expose the fears you have been hiding beneath busyness, strength, or silence. But exposure is not punishment when it comes from God. Exposure is mercy. It is heaven turning on the light before you step into a room that requires clarity. You have asked why certain doors stayed closed. You have wondered why some relationships became heavy, why some plans slowed down, why your spirit no longer felt peace in places that once felt familiar. Chosen one, God was not delaying you to deny you. He was separating you to protect you. This Monday is not here to destroy your peace. It is here to refine your sight. When the waters rise, you will discover that you were already inside the ark. Chosen one, when God prepares you for a divine moment, He does not only change what is around you, He begins by changing what is within you. That is why the last season felt so uncomfortable. You were not simply losing people, routines, or familiar places. You were being stripped of every false source of identity, every attachment that made you smaller, every fear that taught you to settle for less than what God promised. This Monday will require a different version of you. Not the version that panics when plans shift. Not the version that needs everyone to validate what God already confirmed. Not the version that runs back to old cycles because silence feels too heavy. God is calling forward the version of you that can stand in the middle of uncertainty and still say, "I trust you." Think about Esther. She did not step into her defining moment carelessly. She prepared. She fasted. She understood that favor does not remove responsibility. Her calling placed her in a position where fear could have silenced her, but destiny demanded courage. And chosen one, this is your Esther moment. There may be a conversation you can no longer avoid. There may be a decision you must finally make. There may be a truth God is asking you to face with maturity, not emotion. The world teaches people to react quickly, to post everything, to prove themselves, to answer every accusation, to chase every door. But God is teaching you a higher way. He is teaching you stillness before movement, discernment before agreement, prayer before reaction. Because what is coming requires spiritual discipline. This Monday, do not mistake pressure for defeat. Pressure often appears when something sacred is being birthed. You are not being crushed, you are being positioned. And when the moment comes, heaven will remind you that you were prepared for such a time as this. Now let us speak honestly about what the world may call chaos, because the chosen one must learn to see with spiritual eyes. There are moments when life shakes, and people immediately call it disaster. They see a door close and call it rejection. They see a delay and call it failure. They see a storm and call it punishment. But when God is guiding your life, the surface is not the whole story. This Monday may bring something that feels unexpected. A message, a silence, a sudden shift, a strange discomfort, a truth you can no longer ignore. But do not let your emotions interpret what only your spirit can discern. What looks like confusion may be God rearranging the room. What feels like loss may be heaven removing what would have drained your oil in the next season. What appears to be opposition may actually be confirmation that you are standing near a breakthrough. Think about David facing Goliath. Everyone saw a giant. David saw an opportunity for God to be glorified. Everyone heard threats. David remembered covenant. Everyone measured the battle by size, weapons, and fear, but David measured it by the power of the God who had already delivered him before. Chosen one, this is how you must enter Monday. Not with panic, not with trembling, not with the old habit of expecting the worst, but with holy confidence. You have survived too much to collapse now. You have prayed through too many nights to lose faith at the edge of manifestation. The same God who carried you through hidden battles is not going to abandon you in a public moment. So when pressure rises, breathe. When doubt speaks, answer with truth. When fear knocks, do not open the door. Monday is not the end of your peace. It is the beginning of your authority. Chosen one, preparation for Monday is not about anxiety. It is not about trying to control every outcome, read every sign, or force every door to open before it's time. True preparation is alignment. It is bringing your heart back under the voice of God, bringing your mind out of fear, and bringing your spirit into agreement with what heaven has already spoken over your life. Before this day arrives, center yourself in prayer. Not the rushed kind of prayer that only asks God to fix things, but the deep kind that says, Lord, prepare me for what you are doing. Remove what blinds me. Strengthen what is weak in me. Quiet every voice that is not yours. Because some battles are not won by reacting faster. They are won by hearing clearer. Guard your mind carefully. The enemy knows how to use ordinary thoughts as spiritual traps. He will whisper that you are not ready, that nothing will change, that you missed your moment, that you are too damaged to be used by God. But those thoughts are not prophecy, they are noise. Do not build your expectation on fear. Build it on the faithfulness of the God who carried you when nobody saw what you were enduring. Walk into Monday expecting God to move, but do not limit how he moves. He may open a door, he may close one, he may send confirmation, he may reveal a hidden truth. He may give you peace in a place where you used to panic. However it comes, recognize his hand. Romans reminds us that God works all things together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. That means even what feels inconvenient can become instruction. Even what feels delayed can become protection. Even what feels heavy can become holy. You are not stepping into Monday empty. You are stepping in covered. There is a spiritual battle surrounding moments like this, and you must not be naive about it. Whenever God is about to elevate a chosen one, resistance rises. Not always through obvious attacks, but through subtle confusion, sudden discouragement, emotional heaviness, old temptations, and voices that make you question what God already showed you. The enemy does not need to destroy your destiny if he can simply distract you from preparing for it. That is why this Monday requires discernment. You cannot afford to let every mood become your master. You cannot allow every opinion to become instruction. You cannot let temporary fear cancel permanent promise. The battle is not only around you, it is often fought in the mind, in the secret place where thoughts become agreements and agreements become direction. The Bible says to put on the full armor of God so you can stand against the schemes of darkness. Notice that word, stand. God is not asking you to run wildly, explain yourself endlessly, or fight everyone who misunderstands you. He is asking you to stand. Stand in truth when lies become loud. Stand in faith when fear becomes persuasive. Stand in peace when chaos tries to pull you into reaction. Chosen one, there may be people who do not understand your calm. There may be situations that test your patience. There may be a sudden urge to go back to an old version of yourself just because pressure feels familiar. But that version cannot enter the next season with you. This Monday, the enemy may try to make you feel unprepared, but heaven knows what has been built inside you. The tears trained you, the silence strengthened you, the waiting matured you, the warfare sharpened you. You are not defenseless. You are covered, guided, and equipped for what is coming. Now let us speak about the transformation that follows obedience, because what God is doing in you will not remain hidden forever. There comes a moment when the inner work begins to show on the outside. Your face looks different, not because life became perfect, but because fear no longer owns your expression. Your voice carries weight, not because you are trying to impress people, but because pain has taught you truth. Your presence becomes calmer, deeper, harder to disturb, because God has been building a sanctuary inside you. This Monday may mark the beginning of that visible shift. People may notice that you do not react the same way anymore. They may expect the old anger, the old anxiety, the old need to defend yourself, but they will meet a version of you that has been touched by heaven. You will not need to announce your growth. Your peace will speak, your restraint will speak, your discernment will speak. This is the glow that comes when God restores a chosen one. It is not vanity, it is evidence. It is the light that shines in darkness and cannot be overcome. The world may have tried to label you by what you lost, by who left, by what failed, by how long you waited, but God is about to reveal that none of those things had the final word over your life. You are not your wounds. You are not your mistakes. You are not the season that almost broke you. You are the person God preserved through it. And this Monday, something inside you may finally understand why you had to endure what you endured. Do not shrink when your light becomes visible. Do not apologize when God begins to lift you. You were hidden for preparation, not permanent obscurity. The same grace that kept you in secret is about to reveal you in strength. Chosen one, what God begins in you will never stop with you. This is why the transformation matters so much. When heaven shifts your life, it creates a ripple that touches your family, your environment, your relationships, and even people who silently watch you from a distance. Some have been waiting to see if your faith would collapse. Some have misunderstood your silence. Some thought your delay meant God had forgotten you. But this Monday, the evidence of his hand may begin to speak louder than every opinion that tried to bury you. You are not being prepared only to receive. You are being prepared to reflect. Your breakthrough is not just personal comfort, it is testimony. Your healing is not just emotional relief. It is a sign that God can restore what the world thought was permanently damaged. Your peace is not just for you. It becomes a light for people who are still trapped in fear, bitterness, confusion, and survival mode. Think about Paul. His life was radically transformed, and that transformation did not remain private. What God changed in him became a message that changed countless lives. This is what happens when a chosen one surrenders fully. God takes the same life that once carried pressure, pain, and questions, and turns it into a vessel of revelation. So do not despise the process you have endured. The tears were not wasted. The loneliness was not meaningless. The closed doors were not empty defeats. God was gathering the pieces, shaping your character, and preparing you to carry influence without being destroyed by it. This Monday, pay attention to what shifts around you, but also pay attention to what shifts within you. A calmer spirit, a clearer mind, a stronger yes to God. These are not small things. They are signs that destiny is waking up inside you. Chosen one, as this word comes to its final stretch, understand this clearly. Monday is not being placed before you as a threat. It is being placed before you as a threshold. A threshold between the version of you that kept surviving and the version of you that is finally ready to walk in authority. You have spent too long questioning why the path was hard, why the wait was long, why the pressure was so personal. But God was not wasting time. He was building depth. Now, you must enter this moment with a clean spirit. Release the fear that says something bad must happen before something good can come. Release the need to predict every detail. Release the habit of shrinking when you feel heaven pulling you forward. You do not need to know everything to trust God completely. You only need to know that He has never abandoned you in any season. He allowed you to walk through. This Monday, choose prayer over panic. Choose obedience over overthinking. Choose expectation over disappointment. If a door opens, walk with humility. If a door closes, trust the protection. If a truth is revealed, receive it with maturity. If the day feels quiet, do not assume nothing is happening. Some of God's deepest movements begin in silence before they become visible in the natural world. You are chosen, not because life has been easy, but because you kept rising after what was meant to bury you. You are still here because heaven preserved you. And now, what was hidden is beginning to unfold. So step into Monday covered, steady, and awake. Let your faith be louder than your fear. Let your peace be stronger than the storm. Let your life become evidence that God still turns pressure into purpose, delay into protection, and ordinary days into divine appointments.